you were consistently working. I mean, from the time of Goonies up until today, and even No Country for Old Men. I mean, it was film or television. But I gather clearly there was a moment in your life and in your 20s when I imagine you thought, this is probably not going to work out. I mean, not left, but for time being, you became like a stock trader.
I mean, I had to earn money. I had children. Going to school, and I just wasn't making money, man. I mean, I wasn't, if you're lucky enough to make $100,000 a year, which I wasn't, if you're lucky enough, then you're clearing $30,000 after taxes and commissions, and if you have a lawyer and you have a manager and an agent and all the stuff that I had back then. But it just wasn't cutting it. So, I met a guy, Brett Markinson, on the airplane. We really hit it off. We laughed a lot, and he traded. It was part of what he did. He was an entrepreneur, but he traded, and he was very disciplined in it. And I was just curious. It was another thing to be curious about. I'm in a profession that works really well for me because I'm an insatiably curious person.
Yes.
So I can delve into these other mentalities or professions or this or that, and then I can leave it. I don't have to do it for my whole life. I'm very lucky in that way. I feel very blessed in that way because I get to touch all these different things. I get to feel like I've lived 50 lives instead of 1 or 2. And Brett Markinson was, I just absolutely, I still adore him to this day. And he was telling me about trading. So he was a guy who loves to talk and loves to teach. And I'm a guy who's not afraid of asking questions, the same question 50 times until I understand. So I went and I got TradeStation, and I had my 3 screens, and I had all my graphs, and I had 4 tabs per screen. And you look at stochastics, and you look at this type of thing, and I go, I don't know what this means. What does that mean? Support and resistance, and I don't understand. And how does it turn around, and why does it turn around? And all this stuff that's super boring to talk about because nobody's interested in it like I am, And then on top of it, eventually I'm doing Wall Street too, and I'm talking to all these billionaires, and I have all that knowledge. So then I have, this ability to be able to talk to them about finances and discipline and fear and greed and all this kind of stuff. It was an interesting thing for me to get into, and then I ended up, when I was really on it, which I'm not now. I'm a long-term trader now. I don't pretend to day trade because if you do that, you have to be up at 4:30 every morning, and you have to know your basket, and you have done your due diligence for what you're trading for that day and the night before. But I made more money than I had ever made acting, for sure.
Wow.
By far.
Wow. And
it wasn't just because I got lucky with one stock that went to the roof. I was very disciplined in breadths of upward momentum, fairly solid stocks. So I'd get it when it would go down. I'd sell it when it would go up. I'd get it when it would go down and sell it when it would go up.
Wow. So it seems like in 2007, well, the film was released in 2007, No Country for Old Men, but when you got that role, you had already kind of been assuming that you were never, maybe, I don't know, is it fair to say that you were never going to sort of reach a certain level?
I was going to be a working actor, and that was okay with me. I mean, I had embraced that insofar that I would keep doing it as long as it fed me in some way, and I don't mean financially.
Yeah.
I knew that I could figure financials out. I knew that I could support myself not just through acting. I didn't do TV for 20 years. So again, like for somebody who needs to provide for their family, there was still some version of integrity, personal integrity, that was only based on my sensibility of like, I don't want to do that. Well, you can do the dating game. Maybe you'll get seen and you'll get a job out of that. No, take that money. We're offering you a few $1 million to do this thing. You've just done No Country. Yeah, but I don't want to do that. Yeah, but you need money, don't you? Yes, desperately. And it's just kind of, it's been okay. It all works out okay. And the story's more interesting anyway.